Hello, my name is Daniel Roman here for winteriscoming.net, and I am beyond excited today to be here talking with Marcus Rutherford and Dónal Finn. That's Perrin, Aybara, and Mat Cauthon from Prime Video's Wheel of Time. Marcus and Dónal, how are you guys doing today?
Good
Very
man, good
well,
man.
very well,
How
thanks.
how are
How are
you?
you?
Doing great. Really excited to see the season, to talk to you guys about it. So appreciate you taking the time. So first question here for Dónal. Can you talk a little bit about stepping into the role of Mat? Were there any challenges that came with coming onto a character partway into a show? And were there any things you really were looking forward to exploring about Mat?
Yeah, I mean, naturally, if I stopped and I thought about it, I could have dwelled on the challenges. But I think in the moment of saying yes and stepping in, there was a sense of acting kind of mindlessly. It was such a whirlwind experience of
Yeah.
kind of coming into the job that it allowed me to work really instinctually with the scenes that I was getting into. And I was supported in that because I was working. My first days on set were with the phenomenal Kate Fleetwood, who plays Leandrin, and our director on those episodes was Thomas Napper. And I think they were so, supportive, and I think they understood, like, that we almost approach those scenes as a rehearsal for a play, because so much of them are set in the same space and we could kind of run them chronologically. And I think that gave a great kind of basis, for starting out. And ultimately,
Yeah.
character for me was coming from so much of the season one scripts that allowed me to kind of use those scripts as a backstory for the character to plot out, how he gets to the point that we meet him in season two, and justify the choices that kind of bring him there, and to pad that out with so much of the source material, like, and the color and the shade and the qualities that make Mat who he is. And I think
Yeah.
there's something lovely about that. There are correlations between season one and season two Mat, but I think that speaks to, like, how brilliantly vibrant and clear his ethos and his way of looking at the world is.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very unique character. And so Marcus, you kind of had the opposite, right? You got to go even deeper on Perrin this season from season one. Were there any things you were really looking forward to exploring about the character, either from the books or just in general?
Yeah, I think what was quite cool about season two is that our kind of characters are separated, and I think it just gives them a bit more time for our audiences to understand them. I think Perrin, especially in season one, spent a lot of time, like, obviously, like, grieving, and especially like with this
Yeah.
sheer overwhelming guilt, which actually meant we didn't actually get to see so much about him and what he's about. I think having that, that guilt and shame is still definitely there, but he's in new surroundings now, and I think we start to see a bit more of his character. I think yeah, there's characters from kind of The Eye of the World, the first book, that have sort of come in the second season, and I think they kind of warranted a really
Yeah.
cool introduction. And I think they teach him a bit more about the wolf side and about that side of his character, which is really cool. And yeah, I think he starts to
Cool.
question things about wolves and violence and stuff like that, which is really nice.
Cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think final question for you guys. If you could give one piece of advice to each other's characters. So Marcus, you're giving Mat Cauthon advice, and Dónal, you're giving Perrin Aybara some advice. What advice would you give each other's characters?
Oh, I think um I think Matt can like can doubt himself a lot. I think there's a very playful exterior, but I think actually out of all the characters, there's quite a bit of a sadness to him until how he reflects on himself. And I think myself and Perrin as a friend would just tell him to have a bit more love for himself.
Yeah,
Cool.
and similarly, I think for Perrin, maybe that there is a sense of carrying that kind of guilt as to what happens in season one. But I think Matt is a great man for kind of enjoying the day for what it is, enjoying the moment for what it is, and that maybe he'd want Perrin to forgive himself and to distance himself like from feeling a responsibility to what happened, and that it's okay that he would enjoy this time in his life.
Yeah, those are both great pieces of advice. I wish your characters could get them.
Yeah, true.
Marcus and Dónal, thank you both so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.